All right, everybody, good evening and happy Tuesday. The big day is finally here. That's right, we get to check out the new skill tree for MechWarrior Online. I want to start by going through just a little bit of what the patch notes were and what they talked about on this. So let me pull up their news. And we're going to start here and look at some of this. And so this patch has been a long time in the making. Some of the features included this update, specifically the event mode queue and the skill tree improvements, have been in the works for almost 2 years. There's a lot that's included in this patch, so take your time reviewing the patch notes and have a great time exploring these new features. And if you enjoy them, tell a friend or 2 or 10. Consider yourselves all my friends that I'm telling about this. Included in this patch are the new event mode queue, skill tree improvements, quirk display and information update, new Platinum Collection mechs, Quirk Pass 10, weapon, equipment, and mech adjustments, and a lot more. Check it all out below. That's what we'll do. But coming in June, there will be the new Crusader mech, a new quick play map, and more. So let's start with the event queue mode. So the launch of the event mode queue is here. This gives us the ability to mix and match our game modes, maps, mechs, and special modifiers to provide variety and create new gameplay experiences that will change regularly. What this does is it allows you to get into different events that require you to meet certain standards in order to be able to play them. For example, you'll see this one here. Allowed mechs, mech variants. You can take one of those 2 mech variants. That's it. Those are what would be allowed. This event would be infinite ammo, 2 times the mech speed, 2 times the weapon cooldowns, third person, 100 more armor, and will last 45 minutes. There are multiple different modes that you'll be able to get into, all depending on what's out there. We'll check this out in just a minute when we log into and take a look at it in the game itself. The other thing here is the skill tree improvements. We've updated the skill tree to hopefully make it more fun to skill your mechs, make it easier to understand, significantly reduce the number of clicks and time it takes you to skill a mech, and removing the need to take skills you don't need or want. Here is a quick display view of what the new skill trees look like. For those of you who are familiar with MechWarrior Online, this is very different than it used to be. And once again, we'll dive a little bit more into this in the actual game. The quirk display and information update. We've updated the mech quirk display and information so that the quirks are color-coded and categorized by the quirk type, and to visually separate the default mech quirks from the skill tree quirks. I love that update because so often I would look at a mech and could not for the life of me remember what it came with. So that's going to be nice. And then new mechs are nothing new, the Platinum Edition and the quirk passes. Won't get into those, but let's go look at the skill tree to start with. So to minimize that, you can see that the skill trees essentially allow you to pick and choose what it is that you really want on the mech. For example, if I just want range quirks, I can come get range quirks. Heat gen, velocity, laser duration, magazine capacity. I don't have to go through the entire skill tree to get where I want to be. If I don't care about having shock absorbance because I don't jump and I don't drop off of things, and I just want skeletal density or armor hardening, reinforced casing, I can choose to do that. I can just get the AMS things if I happen to be in a mech that takes AMS. All the movement stuff, if I really just want my speed quirks, I may still have to do some additional things here. They're going to make me take kinetic burst, but I can take that and all the speed tweaks relatively easily. Jump jets, vent calibration, all of the operation stuff, all separated out. Once again, separated out in here. If I just want the ECM stuff, yes, I'm going to need to take some sensor range stuff to get there, but I can get there. This is going to make it much easier to be able to get to the items that you want to have without having to take items that you don't want. If you look, a lot of the time I just take cool shot stuff. Here's all the cool shot stuff. It's all in its own tree. I didn't need to take advanced salvos. I didn't need to take UAVs to get there. I can just take cool shots. It really simplifies and makes it much better for what you're actually going to want to do with these mechs. And then the event queue that I wanted to look at. Right here, we've got an event that's going to be for the next 18 hours. It's a 6v6 conquest on River City. No groups. 4 mech drop decks. 260 max tonnage, mediums and heavy mechs only. 1.25 times the speed, 2 times the C-bills, unlimited airstrikes, artillery, and cool shots. So once again, you can only take mediums or heavies. So I would need to come in here and choose from what I have in here. And I'm just going to put some items in here so I can look at it. And how about I'll take the Griffin. Take the Rifleman. I'll take the other Rifleman. And how about... It's only inner sphere mechs, it looks like. And I'll take the Shadowhawk. And then I have a drop deck to be able to drop. I could then launch and be able to play this out. Not going to at this point. And I wonder if... I wonder what the reason is, because I don't see it saying anything in here about only inner sphere. But I wonder if it's based on my faction selection. Because right now I am playing for a house. Let me... I'm playing for this house at the moment. I thought... Well, let me pledge loyalty, and then I'm going to... rescind my loyalty. Now, if I go back to the event queue, is it going to allow me all the mechs? Yes. Which does mean that my faction selections do make a difference with the mechs that I have for dropping. In this case, I probably wouldn't take the Griffin. Maybe I'm going to take the new linebacker I've been playing with. So I'll have 20 more tons to play with. If I get rid of the Shadowhawk. And how about... what if I try to put in the Night Gear? There we go. 260 tons. A mix of Inner Sphere and clan mechs. Kind of neat. We'll save that. Once again, I'm not going to launch out into that. But those are two of the biggest changes. Which does mean that I'm going to have some work today to do around reskilling of mechs and putting things in there. For example, if I go to one of my mechs that's fully skilled out, how about, let's go to the Blood Asp. So the following orphan nodes have been relocked and the skill points have been returned to the mech. Range 6, cooldown 5, there's a whole bunch of them in there. And so I went from having my 91 points in there to only having 49, but I have 42 additional points available that I can come and lock into here. So I know I'm going to want this. I do want the advanced zoom. I do not need LBX spread anymore. Magazine capacity, Gauss charge. I don't have any missiles on this mech, so allow me to remove those. I want range all the way up. I want my cooldown all the way up. I'm not... Well, I do have the medium lasers on here. So how about heat gen, laser duration. I'm not going to add any velocity because I am used to just using my Gauss rifles as is. I've got all the armor hardening here. Up to my ECM. And with this, trying to think, I do need to have some cool shots. So I can now put on 2 cool shots. And then I still have 3 skill points to be able to take. And how about I just take some more skeletal density? Need 5 additional skill points. And I'll apply the changes. Now I'm skilled out and I have the things that I need without adding the things that I did not need. It's pretty fantastic.